Hello everyone, sorry for the silence these past 2 weeks, but I've been away, and before that I was setting up my new PC. So you may notice that this footage looks just a little bit better, and this is because I'm playing Destiny on the computer. It feels completely different, and honestly it runs just so much better than it did on Xbox. I'm also still getting used to the keyboard and mouse setup. It feels a bit strange after a solid 8 years of using controllers, so excuse the poor movement and gameplay here. Let's move on to the topic of this video. We are going to look at the ammo economy and the weapon systems in Destiny 2. There has actually been a fair bit of confusion surrounding this topic since launch, and even though it's been a couple of months now, I don't think it's straightened out yet with most of the community. Although those die-hard players, especially those that browse Reddit, will likely be aware of everything I'm about to talk about, please stick around because you might have some valuable contributions to add in the comments below. Basically, since launch, people have been wondering about ammo drops from enemies in PvE. It seems that ammo will rarely drop for the weapon you are actually using and have out. This was a modifier in original Destiny, called Juggler, where ammo will never drop for the weapon that you have equipped. So I decided to take careful notice of this as I ran a few strikes, and I can say with a pretty high degree of confidence that Juggler is a hidden mechanic in Destiny 2. It seems to be switched on for all PvE activities, although there are some differences to how it worked in the first game. Namely, ammo can still drop for the weapon that you are currently using, although it drops at an extremely low rate, so it is unlikely that you will be able to sustain using a single weapon for an entire strike without dying. All 3 types of ammo can drop from ultras, or those yellow bar enemies, so they are a good source of ammo if you are running low. Now this hidden mechanic can definitely be a little bit frustrating. A few weeks after Destiny 2 launched, when we were running the raid a lot, the throne room boss fight would constantly starve us for ammunition because we were using the cold heart to burn down the boss's health. This means that there was no phase in which we used our energy weapons to kill adds, and as such rarely got the opportunity to refill on primary ammo outside of killing the ultras that spawn. There are a couple of ways around this hidden juggler mechanic. The first, and by far the most simple, is just to keep switching between your energy weapon and kinetic weapon as you go. This will ensure that you have a balanced amount of ammo for both weapons, and unless you are shooting a lot of bullet sponges, you should never run out of ammo for either of them. This is probably a good time to rehash exactly what is the difference between energy and kinetic weapons. Well, in PvE, energy weapons do a flat 10% less damage than their kinetic counterparts, so they should not be relied on as your workhorse weapon. However, they seem to deal 300% damage against enemy shields, or 3 times as much damage. This is explained in the first missions of the game, so most people have got this one down. The type of energy weapon does not have to match the energy type of the enemy's shield in order to deal that bonus damage. However, if those enemy types do match, you will cause an area of effect detonation upon breaking the shield. This detonation will damage and stagger enemies next to your main target. In PvP, things are slightly different. There are no differences between the weapon slots, except that against enemies that are in the middle of a roaming super, like a Stormcaller or a Fist of Havoc, energy weapons will deal 10% more damage. So switching between the 2 weapon slots will usually solve your ammo problems without reducing your effectiveness too much. However, sometimes you have one of your slots dedicated to a weapon that will serve a specific purpose, kind of like using the cold heart to kill skulls in the throne room raid fight. In these instances, you should look out for yellow bar enemies, as they will be the most generous with all 3 types of ammunition pickups. As for how the hidden juggler perk interacts with power weapons, it seems that the drop rate is roughly the same for power ammo, regardless of whether or not you have a power weapon equipped. Now keep in mind that I haven't tested this extensively, this is just from my observation through the many hours that I've played. Regardless, power ammo seems to be common in almost all of the raid encounters, simply due to the numbers of ultras walking around. Also, remember that when you die and are revived, you will respawn with a few clips of ammo ready to go. This will occur for your kinetic weapon and for your energy weapon, but of course not your power weapon. That would be just a little bit too much. Hopefully this video can help you clear up the murky and poorly explained waters of how ammo works in Destiny 2, and the difference between kinetic and energy weapons. If you have any more information, please leave a comment below, and subscribe so you know when we bring out another video. Also, remember that we now have a sub-channel for our live streams, called 4FS Live Gaming, so please check that out. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope everyone is having a great holiday period.